2 blocks, a strap, a blanket, or 2 blankets actually. I think for the forward folding, it can be very helpful to have 2 blankets to have a little extra height. So, setting yourself up. If you use the oils, forehead center, crown of the head, base of the skull, and base of the spine. So good, so delicious. If you've been coming to So Botanical, we've been using a blend called Shield. Use exactly that oil in exactly this pattern. And today is day 24. So remarkable that we are marching our way through this sequence. And one of the things that Anadea Judith teaches in regards to Sahasrara is that it has 2 currents, that there are 2 agents of motion coming from the crown into the body, into the life, from the infinite into the finite, right? And then there are also forces that move from the finite towards the infinite. And a way to think about this is that as we have a larger sensation of ourselves, we begin to move, just simply moving the physical body, generating circulation. The circulation brings with it a larger sensation of expansion. The beat of my heart, my breath is larger, my pranic field becomes larger, my electromagnetic charge increases. We have the technology now to see and to measure this for ourselves. And with this, it's as though this smaller self can begin to touch and receive and participate in something larger. As we move from the finite to the infinite, she calls this transcendence. We transcend the limits of these bones and this blood, the dust of the day, and we move into something timeless and eternal. This is transcendence, and it happens through Sahasrara. The opposite is also true, that from that which surrounds us, holds us, provides for us, and folds us in care and light all day long, as we create openings, what's coming into that opening, where that transcendence is coming from, is divinity, and it's coming into us and into our actions and into our words and into our emotions and our expressions. This coming in action is immanence. So transcendence is in one direction, and immanence is from the field into the form, from the form back out is transcendence. And one of the things that I am so blessed to be a part of is this community who reads and studies as I do and sends me things. So this is from Amy Dolan. So wise. It is not enough to have transcendent experiences. We have to translate those experiences into daily life and into our humdrum routine. We have to bring all our faculties into harmony with higher states of consciousness and express that knowledge in human terms in the dusts of this world. So remarkable, absolutely this. If you thought of an architect who was inspired and therefore brought forth an idea of space and light and structure, and that is the building you're in. That idea made manifest, brought into the dust of this world. And the most exceptional of the architecture really raises us back up, back into the place where it came from. So this is Sahasrara. Elevate yourself. Trust that there is something within you that is absolutely alive with possibility, and that there's a practice to access it more and more easily, more and more often. Ong Namo, I bow to everything outside of me. All that guides me, heals me, and holds me. Guru Dev Namo, I bow to everything inside of me, rising to meet it all. Inhale. your wrists, roll your shoulders, shake it out. Start. Hands and knees. A blanket under your knees and shins if you choose. Heels of your hands just ahead of your shoulders. Tuck your chin, drop your head, broaden your back. Drop your navel, roll your heart forward, tail up, head up. Here's inhale. Navel up, hips down, head down. Here's exhale. Move between the two. So once you find the steady pace of your movement, your spine opening, then turn your right thumb forward, turn your right fingers right. Work there, or turn your right fingers right again, right fingertips pointing towards your right knee. Right thumb pointing directly right. And continue right there, opening through the hands, the forearm, the elbow, the shoulder, the throat, down the back. 3, 2, 1. Turn your fingertips forward. Turn your left thumb forward. Turn your left fingers left. Try to draw your hands apart. Keep moving. The mobility of your spine, so essential. And turn your left fingers left and your left thumb left. Clear the hands and the heart space. Go all the way down the back, left side of your spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your fingertips forward and fold back into your child. Drum your fingertips. Open and close your hands. And then rising up to walk your dog. One knee bends, the opposite heel drops. Through the tail, broadening the back of your calf, lengthening the backs of your knees, feeling from the ball of your foot to the tips of your toes, and then walk your feet to your hands and sit on your blanket. Heels out, toes up. Draw your fingertips in as you rock yourself back, and then hands open as you come forward. Inhaling, opening, exhaling back. Three, 2, 1. So that you can sit up tall, hands to your thighs, legs out long, heart high. Fold your blanket in half so you have a little more height. If you need to, stack 2. And if you need more, blocks underneath the backs of your knees, heels wide. Shake out the feet and shake out your knees. Good. To sweep side to side. So all of our warm-ups are designed to open the channels of the body, to open the connective tissues between joints. Creating a balance between left and right, front and back, in and out. So there's a communication available within your body, folding over the thigh, hands on either side. Inhale, sitting up, arms wide. Exhale, folding down. The right hand, the inside hand reaching a little bit further forward, and the outside hand reaching back until perhaps you don't touch the floor. And there's a reach, a lift, and a rinse. One more each side. Sitting tall. Feeling the sides of your body, from your armpit to your outer hip, from your outer hip through the outer knee, the inner thighs, the insides, the outsides. Interlace your fingers and make a great circle as though you were stirring a cauldron. Reverse your direction. Three, two, one. And pausing tall, notice. Roll your ankles, open and close your toes. Can you feel how one foot is really usually quite unfamiliar to the other foot? And come to lie down on your back. The blocks come with you on either side. So knees are bent, feet are flat. And as you lift your hips, put the blocks belly down so their sides touch beneath you. And hips onto the blocks, their lowest setting. Palms down flat beside the blocks, heels under your knees. Tuck a shoulder under, tuck another. And keeping the left palm flat to the floor, right hand overhead. Pause and breathe. Long, deep breath into the right side ribs. Let the right knee move tiny, just an inch side to side. And feel that start to loosen across the hip crease of your right hip. And use the breath to get a little more up and out of the low right side abdomen. And then your right hand down, palm flat. Left hand overhead, left hand to the floor. So now the left knee is invited a little bit side to side. And with that, you loosen the crease of your left hip. And you make a little more length, almost from the navel all the way to the mid-thigh. And that opens up the left armpit and the left lung. And down. Lift your hips, bring the blocks belly to belly beneath you, and come back down. If it's too much, keep them flat. Palms flat. Right hand overhead. Left palm heavy, right hand overhead. Good. Right knee moves a little bit again. So as your right knee moves, you can find a little more lift through the right side ribs and a little more drop through the right side shoulder. And the right hand comes down and the left hand comes up over. A little bit of motion, left side knee. And as I allow a little motion, I can feel where it's sticky. The left hip won't quite let go, which means the left shoulder gets held a little too long. And back down. So repeat at that height, or lift your blocks, standing them on their end, heels heavy, right hand overhead. Tuck your shoulders under, let your heart rise, and then let the tops of your shoulders drop towards the floor. Let your right knee move. Let the back of your right hand be heavy. And then the right hand comes down, and the left hand overhead. And a little motion through the left knee. Let the left heel be heavier, and the left shoulder heavier, and the left side of your heart rises. And down. To lift your hips, to set everything aside, to pause and notice. That sensation available in your body. Draw your knees to your chest, your knees wide, shake out your feet. Again, open and close your toes, roll your ankles, kick your heels. Shake out the knees, and then rolling up, finding a squat to stand. And as you stand, the left hand holds your right wrist, go up, go over left. And then you bend your legs, palms together, elbows in front of the shins. Standing tall, left hand is drawn to the right. Hands down, bending. To stand, inhale up. Exhale down. And up. Three. Two. One more. And the hands wide. Fold your fingers in, keep your palms open, your thumbs point forward, little backward circles. Big deep breath. And the exhalation, you're sweeping out the chest and the lungs and the heart. A little hug of your heels, a little tiny bend of your knees. Keeps you active at the navel, keeps you anchored. And turn your thumbs up, backward circles. Opening the collarbones, opening the inner arms. Turn your thumbs back. So your pinky edge is pointed forward. Shoulder blades coming towards your spine, reach through the knuckles and the chest. Opening the abdomen, strengthening the back body. 3. 2. Sweep up, and all the way out and down. To a seat. So your seat may be on a blanket, on a bolster, on blocks. You may be seated on the edge of a chair. Whatever you choose, the importance is that the seat is down and the heart is high, no rounding. So with the heart high, palms facing you, fingers the height of your ribs, turn left and turn right. The Kriya begins here. So the intelligent action begins here. The rest was warming us, preparing us. Inhale left, exhale right, steady breathing. So the heart stays high. Any shoulder injuries, this can be perfect. Or lift your thumbs to your shoulders. Palms face the floor. Can you keep your heart high? In left, out right, close your eyes. Next step, the palms face forward, the thumbs point down, the elbows a little higher. So if there's any rounding, take the hands a step back. Or, last step, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Heart is high. Inhale left, exhale right. 2 more minutes from here. Moving kindly enough that you can feel when the muscles on the sides of the spine begin to warm and open, and the turn becomes smooth. Turn even in the eyes, under the closed eyelids, as though looking left and right. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center, hands up, chin up. Inhale. 3 more sips. Hold the breath, heart high, lift the pelvic floor. Encourage all your awareness, all your sensation, up, up, up through the spine, through the heart, through the throat, to the crown of your head, up, 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 chin up, breath out, hands wide and down. Back of your body may be warm, maybe bright, maybe tall. Shake out your legs. Get your strap. So the strap goes behind you. Now, if folding here is really limited, let me get you settled with your strap and then I'll make an adjustment. Palms face back away from you, or thumbs point toward the body and palms face each other. Those are the 2 options. And as you fold, the hands lift. Inhaling up and exhaling, folding. That may be a tremendous ask for your shoulders, for your back, for your hips. And just because I've had a number of questions, I'll do mine here. We continue. If you don't need the strap, you interlace your fingers behind you and you fold. Inhale up and exhale down. So to be clear, the full posture, your legs are crossed, your heels beneath your knees, folding down, rising up. Full posture, hands are clasped. However, if need be, use a strap. Make some space through the chest. Or, if need be, sitting on a seat, thighs are parallel, folding forward. For 3, for 2, and you sit up tall, release the strap, hands to thighs, notice. Cross the chest, down the arms, under the throat, into the jaw. Set your blanket, set your strap, or set your props aside. And seated with your knees bent and your feet flat, hands behind you. Fingertips pointing towards your hips, or fingertips pointing just out towards the side, so slightly. Bend your elbows, drop your navel in and back, round, and gather your elbows in. Press down to lift your heart. So exhaling, elbows wide, roll your navel into your spine. Gather your elbows in, pressing down to rise up. One more. Exhale, fall in. Inhale, heart high, stay. Open your mouth, a whisper of ha. Close the mouth, out the nose. Keep the breath, heels forward as you flatten your feet, lift your hips. Keep the breath, hips to the floor. Three, 2, 1. Bring it up. Hold the breath in. Chin up, breath out and down. Sit tall, hands to thighs. Bring yourself to a squat, and as you stand, arms are straight out. Feet are parallel. On the exhale, tail back like a squat. Stand up tall. Exhale, sitting back. Inhale, standing tall. Perfect. So you go as deep or as shallow as you choose. You may take your hips all the way to your heels. How lightly can you move? Dropping in and rising up. $15, 14. Last time, take it all the way down to your edge, to your limit, and stand it tall and turn your palms open. And feel the current of circulation you've created, the deep, full breath, the beat of your heart. Sweep your hands wide and high. Widen down, bend your knees. Hands down the backs of your legs as you fold. Up the backs of your legs, reaching wide. Unfold. So the bend in your knees keeps your low back flat. And as you bend, then right at the end of your exhalation, lift your hips and explore the backs of your legs. Coming back out, you bend your knees to stand up tall. So bending to fold, but then really lifting this little moment and then sitting back down. And with that bend of the knees and the little lift of your hips, you'll start to open from the backs of your legs, the backs of your knees, the soles of your feet. The pace is yours. And you become this pump that's moving prana through your body. Opening deeper and deeper layers of muscle and structure and connective tissue and fascia, nerves and blood and bone, all starting to function more fully. 10. 9. If you can keep the backs of your legs lightly bent or legs straight, hands forward and down and up, without rounding the back. So modify exactly to suit you. 3. 2. 1. And standing tall. Widen your arms. Notice. That there is the possibility of a greater sensation of tingling, expanse, light, shift. What if that was how our physical body was suddenly accessing more divinity? And the divinity can be more oxygen. Hands high, palms face each other, knees softly bent, a little to the left, a little to the right, as though you were holding a great ball overhead. From your navel to your feet, you're an anchor, the great trunk of a tree. From the heart to the fingertips, You are pliable, great kelp in the sea. Inhale left, exhale right. 18, 17, 'Widen down. This great transcendent self, that these motions of our physical body connect us to something greater than the physical body. And so the physical body rising towards its source, a sensation of transcendence. Tap your heels. That light, that source coming down into the most mundane of our physical actions, little hop, little skip. This is our immanence. Bring it all the way to your feet. Each one, a tap is hud, 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 hud. Make sure you've got 2 mats under you. That's really helpful for your joints. If you need to, fold your mat in half. Because we'll be in one place, we can give a little hud, 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 hud. 10 seconds to go. Hud, 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 hud. 3, 2, 1. Stand. A little wash of your hips side to side. Hands on body. Thank you, body. Sometimes in our aspiration for physical transcendence, if we are trying to escape this physical world and all of its difficulties and its taxes and its real estate conundrums and its relationships, we want to just move towards the light to be free. But what we realize is that that difficulty, that reality, that cut across our shin, that bruise upon our hip, that bent place in our heart, this is what we came for. Bring all possible light into your challenges. I am a being of light, guided by light, created by light and supported by light. I am whole. Divinity coming in and moving out. Build your seat. So this energy of ours at the crown, our willingness to hold our capacity, to acknowledge our capacity for divinity, both in our day-to-day lives and in all that surrounds us. We can get stuck. And the getting stuck and the reluctance is very often either a reluctance to begin, a reluctance to do the work, or a reluctance to bring it to conclusion, most of which is based on the fact that we are uncertain if it will continue. What if there's no more after this? So we get familiar with it. We feel it for ourselves. Sa, the beginning. Ta, the work, the life, the doing. Na, the conclusion, and ma, the return. Feel how the syllables move through different points in your mouth. Feel how they move through the different points of your fingers. And with each syllable, feel a pulse of light right at the forehead center. That this front aspect of the brain is where and which we perceive the future, we imagine the unimagined, we create what we will see. Give it light, give it sound, give it permission to move, to begin, to continue, to conclude, and to return. Get unstuck right here. And so the thumb and the first fingertip touch to say sa, middle fingertip ta, ring finger na, pinky finger ma. Let's go. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta. 2 minutes aloud. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Whisper. Ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na. 2 minutes. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta. Little pulse at the forehead center. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, silently continue. Hear the syllables in your mind. Move the syllables through your fingers. Feel the pulse of light at your forehead center. 4 minutes. And whisper, sa, da, na, ma, sa, da, na, ma, sa, da, na, ma, sa, da, na, ma, sa, da, na, speaking. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa, ta, na. One more. Sa, ta, na, ma. And be still. And the current of your sound continues through you, even in your quiet. Sit. Be in this space as long as you choose. Lie back, rest as you choose. When I finish, I will absolutely lie back and bask in this. At least 10 minutes. Take it where you will. As you conclude, sweep wide, reach high. Bring it in, palms together, thumbs to the forehead center. I am this. Long sat, short nam. Sat nam. Sat nam. It is not enough to have transcendent experiences. We have to translate those experiences into daily life and into our humdrum routine. We have to bring all our faculties into harmony with higher states of consciousness and express that knowledge in human terms in the dusts of this world. Thomas Keating. Thank you, Amy Dolan. May it be so. All the divinity you are, out into the dust of this world. Bring it to life. Set it free. After we conclude this sequence, we will finish on November 7th. It'll be online. I'll also be in person in Baltimore, So Botanical. We'll take 2 weeks off. We'll have a break. And then on the 21st of November, we'll bring another sequence. Because now that we have all the parts and the pieces, now imagine what happens when we start using all of them and putting them back together for freeing ourselves from past imagined disabilities, generating more creativity, boosting our immune function, residing in the original you. These are all things that arrive through different kriyas. And so now that we have these parts, we are all the wiser to put them into play. So next year, 2022, I will be right here, same schedule, continuing forward, and you will be all the wiser, participating all the more fully, right here, right here. Keep coming. Sat Nam.